Hi, and welcome to
The Sweetest Show.
My name is Jesus, and I'm a lender.
My name is Christina, and I'm a realtor.
And together, we make real estate sweeter. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Christina's real estate brokerage, where she's currently at, which is
EXP.
So let's get right to it. Oh, and today we're making
a pull-apart banana pudding.
Bread.
Just kidding, banana bread.
We are making pull-apart banana bread.
Yes.
The ingredients that we're going to be using today is your flour, your sugar, your cinnamon, your brown sugar. We have some syrup, 2 eggs, some kosher salt, yeast, and milk.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-woo. And what we're going to be doing is, while Christina is going to be going into her spiel about EXP, I'm going to be mixing it all together, putting it together. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm doing before, so that way while I'm doing my magic over there, Christina's over here doing her thing. So in one bowl, we're actually going to be mixing the flour, the sugar, the salt, the yeast.
Are you going to be doing by hand or are you going to be doing a machine?
No, with the machine.
The machine.
I don't got time for that.
I don't got time for that.
We're going to let it sit. It's going to take about an hour for it to sit and hang out over there and chill out.
And then the dough's going to rise. The yeast will rise.
The yeast will rise.
And then he's going to...
I'm going to do a lot of that. I'm moving that like...
What was the name that you called that?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Like that.
What's the name?
I'm going to roll it out. I don't know.
No, it had a fancy name. This was like what in the Schitt's Creek when they were like, you're gonna fold in the cheese. And then they're like, you gotta fold it, and nobody knew what the heck it was.
No,
you had a word in here that I didn't know.
It sounded pretty cool, but no, it's not. I'm just gonna spread.
Kneel. Is kneel?
Oh, kneel.
A kneel?
Need.
Need.
It's knead. No, it's need. You're gonna need.
Knife.
Knife. We're gonna knead the dough, okay? We're gonna knead the dough. We're gonna spread it.
That's a fancy word for saying laying it out. This.
In our country,
yeah,
we just do that.
Yeah.
So here we're gonna be filling. The filling's gonna be made. It's gonna be mashed bananas. We're gonna do brown sugar, cinnamon,
melted butter.
We're gonna spread that on. We're gonna cut into little pieces. We're gonna do the pull apart part. We're gonna put it in the tray and we're gonna bake it. So with that being said,
the filling stuff. Did you talk about the filling?
I did. We're gonna mash the bananas, sugar, cinnamon, and
that's gonna be the good stuff.
But again, don't hear me out if I said anything wrong. Check out the recipe. We're gonna
we are not professional bakers.
I'm a lender.
And I'm a realtor.
We just make things happen over here, okay?
Yep.
So follow us.
Yeah. And if it looks ugly in the end,
it's her fault.
Don't comment.
Bye. So I'm gonna get the filling portion ingredients ready while you talk about EXP. So tell us a little bit about EXP. What is EXP? What does it stand for? And all that good stuff while I get the ingredients ready.
Okay. So EXP was established in 2009 in the height, or I guess in the crash of it all, when the world was falling apart and
what year was that? Because I kind of feel like every year is falling apart.
They're like, that was the summer. No, it was in 2008 with the crash of 2008. In 2009, Glenn Stanford established EXP. So EXP, most people think that it's like something like a cheer, like EXP, like everything stands for something, but it's really just a suffix. So it's just a lot of words that excellence, experience, expert, like all these positive words that start with the EX in it.
Right.
And he just really liked that. And he was just like, that's what it's gonna be. EXP Realty, and that's how that came about. And it connects with the core values that the brokerage has. So that's how that came apart.
Cool. And have you always been with EXP or?
No. So actually I started in a little boutique brokerage. So what that means is just a little small brokerage. And in that small brokerage, I started out in 2018. I came into the real estate industry not wanting to be a realtor. I remember the day that my broker told me, he's like, oh, Christina, you're not gonna be on salary anymore. I'm gonna put you as a realtor. I was literally crying in his office.
I would be too after being on a salary all this time.
Exactly.
And then going to commission like
he was like, oh, let's get you into school and it's gonna be awesome. And I was like, yay.
Oh my God.
And then I was just like, okay, I did it. And then he was like, okay, now you can get commissions. And I was like, yay. And then like 2 months into it, after I just got my license,
I'm started
hyped.
Crying.
And then they're like, oh, we're gonna have you as a realtor. And I was like,
Wait, what?
Yeah, but it was just that I killed it in January. I had 7 contracts for the person that I was helping, and I killed it. And they were like, "Oh, Christina, you could do this on your own." I think they figured out that they were paying me too much, and they were like, "You're on your
They were like,
own."
"Wait a minute, we're giving this girl a salary."
Yeah, and they're like, and a bonus. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's too much, but
Yeah. So whatever, it was what it was. And then I ended up going into the real estate as an agent. But when we were in the boutique brokerage, when we were in the smaller brokerage, everything was good. I was brand new, learning everything I could. And then once the moment I thought I had everything and I knew everything, and I was like,
Right.
"Oh, we're getting it." Then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna switch up gears." And I was like, "What?"
Wait, what gears?
Yeah. So they're like, "We're gonna go into this team, this brokerage. It's called EXP, and it's wonderful and it's awesome, and let's go." And to be completely honest, everybody was like an exodus to that brokerage. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I guess this is where everybody's going. This is where everybody's going." Because at that time, I didn't have enough experience to know like what is what.
Right,
So
or
I
on your
didn't.
own.
So yeah. So I was just brand new. So I was just like, "Okay, this is lo que me tocó." But it ended up being one of the best decisions that we made as a team, as a brokerage. My broker, he ended up forming a team in the company, and from there we went. But it ended up being the best decision we made because they gave us so many opportunities, not only for us as agent, because EXP, what makes it a little bit different from other companies is that it's very agent centered, because when Glenn set it all up, he was just like, "Okay, so let's do a little bit history class."
Yeah, please.
So
Let's-
if you do the history of real estate companies, right? Like, let's talk about there is this brokerage company that started in 1908. If you know who it is, whatever. And they had a standard, right? Everybody, like if you want to be in real estate and you want to have national, the good thing about the big 3, the big corporations, is that they're nationally recognized.
Right.
That is a Florida State Brokers Associate class question. What are one of the positive things of a national brand of franchising? And it is that they have.
You're a textbook. You're a woman of textbook.
I'm studying, guys. I am in the middle of the studying. So they're known for their name brand recognition, but that comes with a price. So you
Right.
have to pay franchise fees and all these things. Also, if you want to open a company, if you want to open one of those brokerages, you need to pay for the physical building. You're going to have to pay for everything that's inside, how cute you want it, the paint, everything, the maintenance, the cleaners, all those little fees that come
Right.
up in starting your brick and mortar old school type of building. So what ended up happening was that it got to the point, for us at least, even though we were a smaller boutique brokerage, when we heard about EXP, where they're like, "Hey, all those costs, all that overhead, you don't have it. As a broker, you don't have the liability anymore. So if someone messes up, if someone else sells the wrong lot," because that happened in that boutique brokerage. One time, story time, somebody sold the wrong lot. Like, these are things
Oops.
in real estate that legit happen, right? These are the oops. This is why we have the E&O insurance, right? And in that, it's like, hey, all these responsibilities that I have as the leader, as the broker, like,
Right.
I'm okay, right? And so that was the reason why it worked for him, but it worked for us too, because we were all in it, and we're like, okay, well, what are the benefits? Then EXP came in and they said, not only are you gonna have the cap and you're gonna have this split, on top of that, we're gonna give you shares. So every time you have a closing, you get to invest in the stock market if you want. That's an option. And then when you sign up, you get a certain amount of shares, and every year after that, you get that. And that's an opportunity, or that's money that is just given to you without you thinking about it. So I think about it, I right now, how I have it set up, I already have my 5%. If each transaction is separated for my retirement, for the stocks. So I'm not thinking about it. The stocks, nobody can tell you for sure what's gonna end up happening, but at least I have an extra cushion, or I'm doing something with my money that other companies would never give me the opportunity to do.
Right.
So those are some things that are like awesome and like different about it that got our attention.
So then, I know you talked a little bit about the stocks, that every closing you're doing, you go to the, a portion of it goes to the stocks.
Yeah.
So if you were to say like the top 3 things that you love most about EXP, what would it be?
I love that it's very agent centered. So I am an owner. I own stocks in this company. I believe in this company. I love the technology portion of it. I really like that if I have a question in the middle of the night, I can go into the world. Somebody at some time frame is going to be available because the time systems are completely different.
Right.
So I'm always able to have an answer or accessibility to somebody. I love the fact that we have this whole virtual world that there was a time where right now everybody's used to going to Zoom meetings and doing Zoom calls and all these things, but there was a time before that nobody had this set up. So when the pandemic happened and we had to wear masks and have glass and all these different things were going on in the world, we were already 4 years into doing business like that. So for us, it was just like, oh, okay, cool, Yeah. And then for other people, they're like, oh, we're revolutionizing, we're going online. And I'm like, dude, been there, done that. Like, what's up?
So I'm a new agent. I'm watching this video and I've always wanted to be a realtor. I think that the real estate business is fascinating.
You've seen Selling Sunset.
I've seen Selling Sunset like every single season.
Yeah.
Why should a new agent join EXP?
Because we have amazing tools in order to get you established. We have you thinking long haul when it comes to setting up for retirement. We have healthcare because no agents have healthcare. And we are able to grow and help. We are incentivized to help people that we bring on work and grow. So the thing that most people don't like, or the bad side of EXP, is that it has a bad rep for just being something like, hey, come, you have EXP breath, right? Like commission breath, EXP breath. Like, oh my God, this only happens when you're not giving value. So when you're not giving value and your objective is just to bring warm bodies, you're gonna end up having that kind of, feel. And people are just like, no, there's like something about it. It comes out very salesy. But if you think about it, like, if I am an XYZ company, I am in Equalita, right? I'm in real estate school and I'm learning about real estate. I like it, whatever. If I had somebody that I ended up liking and I'm like, bro, I think this girl or this guy can really be in my team. I would love to work with them. I feel like we would, work good.
Right.
And I bring them to XYZ brokerage. Great. They sign up. We go out to the world and we're doing business. And that's kind of the end of that. I'll see you in family barbecues if we get along and continuing, and there's where it ends. But in EXP, I bring you along, I sponsor you, and then I am incentivized. Not only do I want to continue working, because that's the thing, like you need to work in order for this model to work for you. Big brokerages, big companies sometimes think like, oh, I'm going to go and everybody that I had in my brokerage, I'm going to bring them, I'm going to get all this money, and that's it, I'm going to retire. The world, it's not that easy, right? So what ends up happening is that if you come in with me now and I'm sponsoring you, I don't just want to hey, let's go talk shit.
Do I belong to your brokerage or do I belong to EXP altogether?
You belong to EXP. EXP is the big brokerage, but I'm your sponsor, so you're in my downline. So that what that means is that when you eventually have a closing, a part that you pay EXP, a portion of that portion is going to come back to me in rev share. So what ends up happening is that now that you're in my downline, I am incentivized in helping you and growing you and for us to do this together. So now, even if it's 50 cents, a cent of a cent, or whatever it ends up being, I'm getting something out of it that I don't even have to think about it because I'm already, hey, you're one of my people. I'm going to take care of you. And that happens automatically.
Yeah.
But this only works, that model only works if the people you bring in are actually working. So it's not just, hey, I'm going to bring warm bodies into the system and be done with it and everybody's paying their monthly fee and hey, that's it. No.
Right.
And that's what I really like about EXP, and that's what I really like about specifically EXP in Central Florida where I'm at, because hey, let's say you learn better in Spanish. There's a center where you can go in downtown in the offices and you can learn sitting down a live face-to-face person in Spanish. We have EXP Latino that's set up there. There's all these branches.
So then you guys are also international?
We are international, yes. But we're global, we're international. So if you have somebody, you can go into the world, or there's this thing that we call the work chat. And you can put the country you're interested in, and every agent registered in that country will pop up. And you can plug yourself in with them. And you can say hey, I'm going on vacation to Mexico. You know what? I'm really curious about how real estate works here. I have no idea. Let me go ahead.
Yeah, about the market.
Yeah, and let me see what's going on here. How can I buy property? How can I do this? And then if you happen to meet somebody that's interested, then you can refer them out, and that's awesome. Like you can literally change lives anywhere you go. Or if you have an investor, let's say you have an investor and they're tired of investing here in Orlando. They're like, hey, I love the mouse, but what else? Then you say, hey, you want to, there's a huge community happening in DR right now. And I was able to hear about it because of other EXP agents. And that's an opportunity that I would have never known about if it wasn't for them. And there's a lot of agents that are buying in that community.
What would you say to agents that are interested in joining EXP, but they don't know which EXP because there's so many different brokerages? Like, what would you say is important for them to ask? What questions should they ask?
I think it's awesome to ask, what is it that they have to offer? What is it that makes them different?
So not every EXP brokerage is the same.
Not every, no. The brokerage itself is the same. We're divided up by teams, by districts, and things like that.
Also, then there's no like individual brokerages. They're all just...
It's one brokerage.
One broker?
One umbrella. One mega umbrella.
Huh, that's interesting. So it's not like your other companies where there's different brokerages. It's just one broker and then everybody's just kind of split up in teams.
Exactly. So there is like team XYZ, this team, that team. Like my team happens to be the Lavera team, brokered by EXP.
Lavera? Where does that name come from?
So that came from our founder. He really liked it. And we ended up running with it. And then the logo, I ended up making. So that's my baby. That's
Shameless plug. Here it is.
Shameless plug. I got artistic with that.
You got artistic with that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so one more thing is that in EXP, you have different teams, right? But this is the thing that you do have to ask is how are they set up? What kind of commission splits are they on? Because a lot of people talk about the general commission splits that is for an individual agent when they're solo. But within teams, you have different splits. And one of the things that I love is that we have a different split than anybody else. We were able to negotiate that. And that's something very exclusive to the Lavera team.
Well, Christina, tell us about you can't just tell them that and that's it. Tell them what it is.
I can't. Okay, that's why you have to set up a one-on-one with me in order to be able to get the goods. Right. But that was something that we were able to negotiate with my amazing partner. And that's why I have the firm belief that if you don't ask, you're not going to receive. So we were able to ask certain questions that were able to talk about what is going on in our market and what makes us unique. And we were able to negotiate some things that not a lot of companies would tell you. Other companies will tell you, hey, this is the way the cookie crumbles, and that's it. But in EXP, you're able to say, wait, why does this happen? I want to do things a little differently. Or, exactly, like this is why I want to do it. And then you go and you suggest it, and then they run with it. If it works, if it makes sense, and if the numbers work, they'll be like, you know what, we'll give it to you. And that's something that's why I'm like, I don't feel like I'm just working for them. I feel like I am a part of them. And that's what makes it really different.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that people should know that are watching right now that should know about EXP or why they should join EXP?
I feel like I covered
I feel like
I covered everything.
You gave it to them.
But what I really want to bring emphasis is, even if somebody has talked to you about EXP before, and you were like, I don't know, don't let what one person's perspective affect your thoughts about the whole company. You got me? Mm-hmm. So sometimes people are going to get really excited or they're going to come out a little bit pushy, but it's just because they love you enough to want to share this with you.
Well, all the things have been mixed together and we're about to put this bad boy, look at this bad bunny bread. Oof, I call it bad bunny bread.
Yeah.
That's the new name of it.
Bad bunny.
We're about to put it in the oven, guys. Here it comes.
Be careful.
Oh,
and now we're going to let that sit for
20 minutes.
At what kind of degrees?
350 degrees.
Awesome.
Here you go. Hey, did you hear that?
Yes.
All right, let's see what's happening over here. Oh my God, it looks so good.
Yeah, it smells amazing.
Oh my God. Oh wow, look at that.
And we are gonna put caramel drizzle
on it. So. All right.
This, y'all, with some cafecito. Uf, qué rico mañana. That's my breakfast. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Like you killed it. Like I was next to you talking away, but I didn't know it was gonna look this good.
All right, take it.
Oh, you're gonna. How come when I want to open it and I want to touch it in the beginning, you're like, Christina,
No, because you have to do it because that way it doesn't
stick.
Yeah. Oh my
But
god.
it's pull apart. Why not? Don't do it. You're gonna burn your tongue. I want to taste it.
No.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wait a little bit so it could cool down,
Oh, but
and
it's
then we're gonna
delicious.
eat it.
We'll let you know how it tastes.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this out. Hopefully we did a good job here. Oh my god, that looks so good.
That does. And look at
You
that.
guys see that?
Cooked in the middle.
Oh god.
Boom. Boom.
Oh.
Look.
Oh lord. All right, let's try it.
Yeah. This is not no
That's
Mickey
for
Mouse
you.
show. We got this for real.
No Mickey Mouse show here. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Let me out.
Pew 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 pew.
Please subscribe. Please follow us in our Instagrams. If you have any real estate questions, lender questions, please contact us. Again, my name is Christina. I'm a realtor.
I'm Jesus, I'm a lender.
And thank you for watching. Bye.